Namaskar. Bhushan's Academy of Performing Arts and Visual Presentation welcomes you all for Vishwa Nritya Gana Bhushana, an online festival series that's happening since August 10th. On our Facebook page, Vishwa Nritya Bhushana. Every day there is a celebrity artist coming over, explaining or rather sharing their journey with you. And today we have the renowned scholar, critic and historian, Dr. Sunil Kothari ji with us. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ದಿಗ್ಗಜರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ಕಲಾವಿದ ಅಥವಾ ಒಬ್ಬ ವಿಮರ್ಶಕ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಲೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯ ನೃತ್ಯ ವಿಮರ್ಶಕರಾದಂತಹ ನೃತ್ಯ ಸಂಶೋಧಕರು ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಕೊಠಾರಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಶೋಗೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಜಿ. Welcome to the show. We are so happy and glad that you consented to be a part of this show.
Thank you, Badri. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Sunilji, first and foremost question. I am sure before you became a dance critic, you would have somewhere learned or started dancing. Can I know at what age you actually started liking or learning dance? Because our viewers are always curious to know, how did Dr. Sunil Kothari develop a liking towards dance?
When I was very young, I had gone with my parents to Srinath Dwara, where our presiding deity Srinath ji is there. And my mother, I was barely 4-year-old. It was sometime in 1939, World War was on. And my mother took me. At that time, you know how mothers are there, they dress you up like Krishna, they put a feather cock here, and then they say, Tathe, Tathe. And then they thought that I have some talent for dance. So when we came back from Srinath Dwara to Bombay, my elder brother took me to Devdhar class near Opera House. And there was one guru called Ratikant Arya. He belonged to Hazari Prasad Gharana, which I didn't know. I came to know it much later on that this was Hazari Prasad Gharana. But I began to learn Kathak there. Tathe, Tathe, Athe, Tathe, 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 Tathe. And then my interest increased. So they were a little worried because I was appearing for the matriculation examination. They say for the time being, you stop dancing and you can learn it later on. So I discontinued for some time, and then again after passing my SSC examination, when I joined the college, I once again started learning Kathak. My guru's name was Badri Prasad, and that helped me to understand the beauty of Kathak dance. So one day when I was attending a show of Sitara Devi at Rang Bhavan, and she was dancing, and then she was singing a song that Gopi Banthan ke aayi, and then to my miracle, even today I remember that it looked to me that there was not one sitara on the stage, there were 20 sitara. There is one gopi who was latak matak chalti thi, koi gopi mathad kar rahi thi, some gopi was leaving her husband behind, some gopi was leaving the child behind, some gopi was listening only to the beautiful music of Krishna's flute. And I came and told my mother, Ma, when I went and saw the dance, I did not see one. There were so many, 20 gopis were there. So my mother said, you are imagining these gopis. But I believe later on when I read the Natya Shastra and when I read about Eka Arya Lasanga, that a dancer in the same dress can take many roles. Then I realized the power of the dance, that it can be either in Kathak or even in Bharatanatyam. When you do Sanchari Bhav, you can take many roles. Now this interested more and more, because when you, like what Shakespeare says, deep calls unto deep, you began to take more interest. By that time, I happened to see Lalita, Padmini, Ragini. They were called Travancore sisters, extremely beautiful women, and from Kerala. So when I went backstage, I met her mother, Saraswati. I still remember Padmini was there, Lalita was there, Ragini was there, and there was also Guru Kalyan Sundaram. Now, Guru Kalyan Sundaram, when I met him, I said, sir, I watched the Varnam, And I'm completely taken aback by the beautiful way Tattamutti Adavos were done and this Abhinay was done. I would like to meet Padmini, Ragini, Lalita, or their other artists and other. Guruji took me there, introduced them, and said he wants to learn Bharatanatyam. So in the morning, we are staying at Bhuleshwar in Bombay near Kalba Devi. So I'll take the bus. It was number 5 in the morning, and it will take me 1 hour to go to Rajrajeshwari Bharatanatyam Kala Mandir at King's Circle. And I began to learn Bharatanatyam from Guru Kalyan Sundaram. And his father, Kupaya Pille, the first Tayyum Tai was done by Guruji at his house. And other day when it was Guru Purnima, I did by Pranab team. Whatever I learned from Guruji has stood by a very good stead. You see, you can't become a dance critic and understand that you know the technique part of it. You must know the history of it. You must know the language. You must know the music. Now, I don't know Tamil. So Guruji, you can learn Tamil later on. Right now, you concentrate on the hastas that I teach you. Now, at that time, Badri, we were not taught hastas like what we do in Abhinay Darpan, Natya Rambe, Vari Vahe, Vane Vastu Nishedane. It was not taught that way. We just copied Guruji. Pataka, Tripataka, Ardhapataka and all. But you learned all the hastas. And the hastas helped me later on to understand that every hasta has a meaning. And then you can see the meaning of it when you are watching the dance doing a padam. Now, Guruji, when he was stretching us a padam, Krishnani Begane Baro by say, the very famous one by Bala Saraswati. Now, when you read, when you watch this, you start understanding.
I believe Sunilji went off stream. Let's try if we can get him back to on stream. We are trying to get Sunilji on cam again.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Please continue.
I have to start all over again.
No. From Bhuleshwar, that piece you can start off.
I can start from Shambhu Maharaj.
Yeah.
I already spoke about Sitara Devi.
Sitara Devi is done. Bhuleshwar. From Bhuleshwar, you need to say.
From Bhuleshwar. Okay.
Yeah.
From Bhuleshwar, I used to go to King's Circle to Rajrajeshwari Bharatanatyam Kala Mandir to Guru Kalyan Sundaram. And I began to learn Bharatanatyam under his father, Kupaya Pillai, and also Guru Kalyan Sundaram. As you know, Badri, in those days, we were not taught like what we are taught in Abhinay Darpan now. Natya Rambe, Vari Vahe, all the Vinyoga Hastas were not taught. You are only copying Guruji. If you say Pataka, Tripataka, Ardhapataka, etc. So you learn the Hastas by heart, but when you started knowing the meaning of the Hasta, like Pataka, Natya Rambe, Vari Vahe, Vane Vastu Nishedane, you begin to understand that there is a meaning. Like every Hasta would become meaningful. So if you want to say, like what Bala Saraswati in the Vandarpur Kannada Padan, Krishnani Begane Baro. So she first will show Krishna holding the flute. Begane, so quickly, come quickly. Krishna, come quickly unto me. Now, when you start knowing that the song and the hasta and the hand gestures and the bodily movement make a sense to you, this was a process which was absolutely mind-boggling. And when I told Guruji that, Guruji, I don't know Tamil, but how will I learn? He said, no, 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 don't worry about Tamil language. First of all, you start imitating me, because by Anukaran, you will be able to imitate, and then you'll be able to Anusaran. You'll be able to follow what you are doing. Now, this is a very great process, Badri, about our Indian classical dance. Traditionally, when dance is being taught, you learn only by imitating Guru, and later on, suddenly the light comes to you. You start immediately understanding the meaning of the song, the meaning of the dance, the movement, the netra vinay, the mukhaja vinay, etc. You start using it, etc. This whole process takes a long time. It doesn't come overnight. It ultimately takes 8 to 10 years to do your Arangetram. As you know, you have been teaching your students and you conduct their classes. You know how it is difficult to have Arangetram also, unless and until you have thorough background. So thorough grounding was very important. It also happened so, Badri, that in 1958, there was an All India Dance Seminar in Delhi at Vigyan Bhavan. And in 1958, Dr. Mulkraj Anand brought out a magazine called Marg Publications, and a special issue was on Bharatanatyam, which was edited by my dear guru friend, Mohan Khokar. So I told Mulkraj Anand I would like to go and meet him, because at that time in 1950, Mohan Khokar had joined Rabindra, this MS University, Baroda, and he was the first professor teaching Bharatanatyam, and there was Sundarlal Gangani teaching Kathak. So when I met him, he said, no, it is not important for you to learn dance now. At this stage, you are doing your study of chartered accountant, and you finish your chartered accounting. You know, to be a dancer, you should have beautiful face and beautiful personality like Badri. Like Badri is a star. So you must have a good stage presence. If you don't have stage presence, don't become a dancer. You are not Uday Shankar, you are not Ram Gopal. So if you have a good personality and if you still want to learn dance, you can learn dance. You can become a teacher, you can become a professor. But my advice to you is to go and do research on dance. So when I went to Sangeet Natak Academy in 1950, Dr. Mulkraj Anand and Mohan Khokar, I first time saw Shambhu Maharaj performing Kathak, uncle of Birju Maharaj, and the song that I said, Kaun gali mein gayo Sham bata de guiya, in which street Lord Krishna has gone. So to suggest the street, he parted the hair and did the, lining here to suggest the gully. Then he took the attar and inhaled it, that he has gone inside his heart. Then he showed his palm and showed all the lines of the hand gesture. Is there a gully? Bhagya Rekha, has he gone, Krishna? Now, when I saw the Sanchari Bhav, what they call Upajang in Kathak, I was quite taken aback. And the next day, we saw our Bala Saraswati doing Krishna Di Begani Baru. And then, when Krishna eats the earth, she asks him to open your mouth. And when he opens the mouth, she says the entire universe. She performs at that time the Shavatar, Matsya-avatar, Kurma-avatar and all. And she showed that the entire universe is there. Now, you can't believe that our classical dance form has tremendous depth. The philosophical, spiritual, and very sensual. And all these elements are found in our art. There is painting, there are costume, there is literature, there is color, and the musical instrument and all. When I began to understand that, I realized that this will take my lifetime. Mohan Khokar said, don't worry. You have done enough of your Bharatanatyam technique. You are able to understand the technique. You start watching dance in Bombay. And by that time, Dr. Mulkraj Anand had taken me to Times of India, introduced me to the editor, Mr. Shamlal, to start writing a column on dance. So I was asked few questions and I was asked to write down a paragraph in English on dance. It was sent to the sub-editor and he said that English is very good, but it's a little wonky. So I began to laugh and smile. And I said, okay, sir, English is not our mother tongue, but ultimately you have to know Sanskrit. And I asked politely, do you know Sanskrit? So Mulkraj Anand was very angry. He said, don't ask such question to the editor. But since he knew that I knew Sanskrit and I did very good in English, so he said, start writing for our Times of India. So I began to write in 1964 for the evening news with my byline. You know, Badri, when you first time publish your article or a first review and your name comes, you feel you're on the cloud nine. You suddenly feel extremely happy because then you have written only 400-500 words, but the entire world is reading them. Large community in Bombay was reading my review. Sunil Kothari, Sunil Kothari. So the dancers began to take notice of me. I was extremely polite with my dancers because I think art lives in the dancer, not as the critic. Critics are important, but not as important as the dancer. And you learn a lot from the dancer because dancer knows more than you as a critic would know. Even if you are a great scholar, even if you are well versed in Sanskrit, even if you have read Shakespeare, you read Kafka, you read French authors and all, still dancer knows more when she performs because her soul starts speaking while dancing. As you are a dancer, so you would know. So when if I didn't know anything, I had politeness to go backstage and ask dancer that I have not followed this. Can you explain to me? And they were very kind to me. They did not ridicule me and don't make fun of me. They say, okay, Sunil, this is the way I did it, etc. So once you know that particular item and Sanjari Bhav, next time you remember it very well. So you can write better. Now, this was a very good strategy on my part that if you want to be a good dance critic, you must know and you must win the confidence of the dancer. The dancer must have confidence in you. If I'm today friendly with Vaijanti Mala, I'm very friendly with Valarmil Valli or our Malvika Sarukai and number of artists because I had this attitude to go and learn from them. They knew that Sunil is not here to criticize us, but he wants to understand, and if he understands, he writes much better. So they became very friendly and they would also tell me. I very frankly told him that, listen, I do not know Tamil. So it's better that when you come on the stage, today you know how Valli explains beautifully Sangam poetry, how beautifully she explains on the stage. Similarly, how Malvika Sarukai explains, how Rabba Vaidyanathan explains. So by slowly watching dance again and again, they say Parishalane na labhyate. You can't get anything overnight. Only by hard work. As you know, as a dancer, how much hard work you have to put in. You want to correct posture, you want to. So the more hard work you put in, the more you learn. So the more I began to watch dance, the more I began to see dance, the more I began to interact with the artists, the more I went to Guru Keluchana Mahapatra or Guru Kalyan Sundaram, several gurus I met. And luckily in Bombay, by 1970, we had started through Sursingar Samsad Kalke Kalakar Dance Festival, where we were inviting gurus to come to on the stage, and it was held at a wonderful hall called CJ Hall, which is now the Modern Gallery of Art. In CJ Hall, 3,000 people will come, and dancers would come on the stage and demonstrate. So I would work with Guruji backstage, and then I'd come on the stage and introduce Guruji and also tell about what he's going to perform. For example, when we brought Guru Keluchana Mahapatra from Orissa to demonstrate Odissi dance, he was very shy and he had put on a banyan. And I said, Guruji, a banyan nikal do, because we want to show how your body works, how the Vakshachalan, how you are doing the movement of the body and how you take Chauka Bhanga. So after some time, he hesitantly took his banyan off and he performed the Odissi, Chauka, Tribhanga, and one after another, various sculptural poses, as if all the sculptures came alive, as if you are watching the sculpture was coming to life. Therefore, we used to often write that Odissi dance is often a sculpture come alive, and sculpture is a frozen dance. When Guruji performed Tulaki Gopadanda Manare Kadiya Suna, O Krishna, because of you, I cannot cross the path. I cannot go and sell my milk and butter in the street of Mathura. And I want to cross the river, and you are holding the boat and you are ferrying across. When we come into the boat and we ferry across, you come and make advances at us. You say, come and kiss me. Krishna, you have no shame. But don't pride yourself that you are the great scion of a great family. I am not an ordinary. I am also daughter of Brajabhanu. I am daughter Radha of the great Guru. Now, when I began to see all these Abhinay, and Guruji was rowing the boat, crossing on the floor, on the stage, he was doing so well that Dr. Mulkraj Anand got very excited. After the show, he went and touched the Guruji's feet and said, "Apne hame nayi dunya mein aap le gaye ho. You have taken us to the new world. We had not known what Odissi dance was. You are a great Guru." And then from that time, Guruji and I became very good friends. I went to Orissa. I stayed with Guruji. I would stay in his house. Sometimes Guruji will take classes up to 2 o'clock in the night. One day he called Sanjukta Panigrahi to teach her Ardhanarishwara. So she and Raghunath Panigrahi came all the way to Guruji's house from Bhubaneswar. And it went on and on till morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And what wonderful dancing she did, Ardhanarishwara of Shankaracharya. When you see this technique, the way Guruji were teaching to Sanjukta Panigrahi, you realize what a gifted artist Sanjukta was and what wonderful singing of Raghunath Panigrahi. It was marvelous to watch, listen to his singing and watch dance of Sanjukta Panigrahi. Similarly, there was our great Yamini Krishnamurti and her sister Jyotishmati. Both were beautiful women. And how beautifully Jyotishmati sing. Yaduvamsa Sudha Moti Chandra Swamirara, Narijana Marasachura, Madameru Samanatira, Kavijana Poshaka Mandara, Pararaja Shatru Samhara. Now, I only heard once, but it was so beautifully rendered by her. And if you know Sanskrit very well, they say Telugu is like a language, like a Roman language. It's a beautiful language. I remembered all those words even today. Narijana Marasachura, Madameru Samanatira. Krishna is not an ordinary. People are drawn to Krishna. The very name Krishna is Akarshana. People get drawn to him by his personality. Yamini is dancing, Jyotishmati is singing, same way Bala Saraswati is singing. Even our dear very friend called Swapna Sundari, her singing. हमारे कथक में हमारी उमा शर्मा उनका गाना. Birju Maharaj, so you know very well how beautiful Birju Maharaj sings. So there was a combination of good singing, good dancing, etc. that left a good impression on me. To write a book on dance is a nightmare. Believe me, I must have spent nights crying and crying to write one paragraph. Then to write a book is not easy. You have to get the right words. You have to know the right technique. I remember when I was working on Kuchipudi with Vempati Chinna Satyam, and we were working on the technique with Anuradha Jonnalgada. And we worked out the whole technique with the photograph by the great photographer Avinash Pasricha. And Guruji didn't like it. So I said, Guruji, if the pictures are not correct, Anuradha has not done correctly, we will wait for 1 more year. But we want to have correct photographs. So Avinash Pasricha took several photographs once again. And we did the whole chapter very beautifully. Now, if you take this trouble and have an honesty that your work is not correct, go to the Guru, correct and then print it. You know, today, if all the awards have come my way, if I get Padma Shri, if I become the fellow of the Sangeet Narke, it is not easy. It is very hard work of my life. I spent 30 or 40 years of my life into it. I was going to do my chartered accounting. I finished my chartered accountant. I'm very well-known chartered accountant. But I didn't want to practice chartered accounting. Otherwise, if I were a chartered accountant, I would have come at you. I would not have known you. I would have been on the 22nd floor, Nariman Point, Uthari and Company. And then somebody would come say, okay, give the ticket, my driver will go and watch the dance. It was the condition. But fortunately, even after doing my chartered accounting, I decided to continue writing on dance, watch dance, etc. I had a great guidance from Mohan Khokar, Mulkraj Anand, Saraswati, my friend Chandralekha, Kumudini Lakya, Mrali Sarabhai, Dr. Kapila Vatsyan. When you listen to Dr. Kapila Vatsyan, you realize it's not an ordinary thing. Kapila ji was a great scholar. And then it was important that follow the path shown by Kapila ji for writing. How to write technically. You have to study Natya Shastra. Believe me, Badri, Natya Shastra is not an easy. It is a difficult text. If you go to the chapter 4 Karana, as you know what Dr. Padma Subramanian has done with the commentary of Abhinav Gupta of 12th century, 108 Karanas, and then she has created the whole part, Karana, she has used Karanas into her dance. Now you have to know the Natya Shastra by the chapter which is relating to, say, Hastas, which is relating to Chari, which is relating to Abhinaya, and all the Nayikas, and various other things. Now, Natya Shastra, if you study well, you realize that our art follows the principles of Natya Shastra. And the principles are already 2,000 years old. The present dance, as we know, has been, revised by Rukmini Devi Arundalet Kalakshetra with a wonderful dance drama, etc. You have seen the Ramayana, what Rukmini does. Now, they follow the principles of Natya Shastra. That means They follow what is being done, what is mentioned in the Natya Shastra. Bhava, Vibhava, Anubhava, Sanchari, Sanyoga, Ras Nishpatti. How does Ras Nishpatti happen? Bhav, Vibhava, Anubhava, etc. Now, if you follow, then you know that the dance which is maybe 200-year-old now, with Tanjore Quartet, Chinnaya, Punaya, Shivananda, Velu, etc. But even they followed the principle of Natya Shastra. So our art is quite contemporary, modern, but still it follows the ancient rules of Natya Shastra, of the Siddhanta. Therefore, all the dance forms, now we have got 8 dance styles. We have got Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kathakali, Manipuri, Odissi, Kuchipudi, and latest one is Satriya dance also. So Assam Satriya dance. Now, when you come to know that a country which boasts of 8 classical dance forms, you feel very proud. Tell us which country can have 8 classical dance forms. Even to master one classical dance form, Bharatanatyam, as you know, takes a lifetime. And we have got 8 classical dance forms. It's not only 8 classical dance, there are also modern dance. As we know, Uday Shankar was the first great dancer who put Indian dance on the world map. But he had also brought into his dance style contemporariness. If you were to see one on YouTube, you can see Kalpana, where he has shown labor machinery, how mill owners exploit the labor, and the way he moved his body, the way he was performing is absolutely breathtaking. He took the issue of child widow marriages. He took issues of old men marrying young girls, etc. He was worried about education which was taught by the Britishers. So he brought contemporary issues also in a dance, but in an aesthetic manner. Taking from Uday Shankar, there were other people who were following him, Narendra Sharma, then Shanti Bardhan, who did Panchatantra, where all the human beings performed like Ramayana, like puppet, and how beautifully he had done that work. Also Panchatantra with the birds flying. They are still important because people still follow them. Now, when you see this expanse of Indian classical dance, you are taken aback. It is not even one lifetime is not enough to even write about it. For instance, when Chandralekha started performing Bharatanatyam, at some point she felt that you cannot go depicting a woman all the time waiting on Nayak. She is not coming. I am separated. I can't eat. The moonbeams burn me. I'm going thinner, etc. She did not like to present the woman's state like this. She believed that if you are deeply in love, then you are separated, you suffer a lot. But all the time to repeat it again and again, the same thing, became very boring for her. So she decided that what is the stature of woman today, in present time. She thought that woman is Shakti. And therefore, she created a wonderful image in her form, dance drama called Sharira, that she rides over a man, Narvahana. She said all the gods have taken away all the Vahana. Somebody has taken tiger, somebody has taken Mahishasura, Mahisha. So she said, I want to take man and I'll ride over the man. And she rides over the man and Narvahana. And she shows the Dashabhuja, that the image of Dashabhuja, a woman is capable of handling 10 things at a time. Even an ordinary woman in the house, as a housewife, she does so many things. So with the 10 arms, as we see the image of Dashabhuja, she showed the power of him. She says their strength comes from your spine. And spine was the metaphor for Chandralekha. Now, when you think of all this work, or when you think of parallel thing about, say, Mrinalini Sarabhai, she takes the issue with her daughter, Mallika Sarabhai, of dowry death, when people commit suicide. And this happens often that in society, when a young girl is not able to bring enough money, the bridegroom and their relations, they torture the girl and finally she commits suicide. They say Natya Shastra doesn't allow to show death on the stage, but it is not so. Natya Shastra says you can show death even also. As you can see in so many Kathakali prasangas, there are so many deaths are being shown. So Kumudini also, when in Kathak, she said that I can't go on all the time depicting Krishna and the gopi and Krishna coming and breaking the pot and then stealing the butter. I want to divorce Krishna from Kathak. And she was much criticized by colleagues that I will divorce Krishna from Kathak because Kathak and Krishna are together. But she created issues about that what do we do from now? We have learned and mastered the technique very well. We have learned from Guru Shambhu Maharaj, Lachu Maharaj, we have learned from Birju Maharaj also. But what do we do with Kathak? So as a carpenter, if he is very well craftsman, he can do a cupboard, he can draw a chair, he can make a table. Similarly, taking the basic technique, Kumudini Lakhya created wonderful choreographic works. She said, I don't want to focus only on one dancer. I want to take 2 or 3 dancers together. So in her work called Dhabkar, she put on various levels the dancers. In the work called Athakim, Now What? She brought a wonderful frame. And on one side, a dancer, Daksha Seth performs. Other side, Maulik Shah, Ishira, then other dancers are performing there. And there is a conflict between tradition and novelty. So whenever Daksha tries to come out of the frame, they put her back, etc. So Kumudini raised an issue very in a metaphorical way, that we cannot only follow blindly tradition. We must know tradition very well. But based on tradition, we can do something very beautiful, creative work. She done wonderful work. All these dancers, Chandralekha, Kumudini, Mridalini Sarabhai, and Manjushri Chaki Sarkar in Calcutta, they're marvelous. When we had a dance seminar in Bombay, what called East-West Dance Encounter, dancers were invited from abroad. Carmen Dallawala from USA, Susanna Linke from Germany, Berhard Gerhard had come from Germany, and many dancers, our own 2 dancers who are now in India, Ileana Kitaristi in Odissi, and also Sharon Loven, who was learning Odissi and Chow. They were also present there. A lot of discussions had taken place, and then issues were raised that in the World War has taken as Second World War took place, European people have suffered a lot. India escaped the Second World War. So the global issues where you destroy the whole city, you destroy the civilization, you undergo the torture which is inflicted by one Hitler. All these tensions were there. So a dancer in Wuppertal in Germany by name Pina Bausch, she brings in her productions all these things. In one of her productions, Carnations, she shows that in a beautiful field of carnations, a policeman comes with a dog and say, give me your passport. He frightens people, etc. And then by suggestion, it is being shown that a totalitarian stage where people, police raj, people can harass you, torture you. Now, how do we grab up with all these things? How much we can cope up with this thing? I saw once Maurice Béjart, one of the great French director, when I had gone to France in Avignon, he was producing Bhakti. Now in India, in Bhakti, we don't embrace each other. Even if you touch, you don't touch. The separation is there. But by Abhinay, you can show that you are embracing. Here he showed a performance where a dancer was performing, and like Yud and Ying, they were embracing each other. So when he asked me, I said, listen, in my country, because of my Indian background and my sanskar, I'm not able to accept your bhakti, etc. Later on, he said that I'm trying to show the same thing by different motive, by different rupak, by different metaphor of yang and yung. And therefore, in our country, in Western, we show the ballet dancers are embracing each other. Now, when you come through an experience of all these by over 30, 40 years, you start feeling that dance is an art which leads you further. It sublimates you. You cannot be proud. You can't have to ahankar that I am a Padma Shri, I become a fellow of the Sangeet Natak Academy, I got this award and that award. You feel very small.
At this junction, I am curious to know, Sunilji, now that you decided to leave chartered accountancy and get into the stream of dance, how supportive were your parents? Were they okay with this, or were they like, no, you have to, because as a male, you have to be responsible, you have to lead the family, you have to support the family and all that. So you're not even dancing, you're more into writing. How supportive was the society and your parents to this thought?
No, that is all very kind of the dancers and you and other people. People have been good to me. I must say that parents were very good to me, because all Indian parents ultimately forgive the son. If he doesn't want to do accounting, he'll be happy. So they were very kind to me. So are my nephews. Everybody takes care of me. I do believe that when you have a clear vision and an ability and tenacity to pursue, you can achieve it. It cannot come like manna from the heaven, dropping in your lap. It doesn't happen like that. It happens with very hard work, and the hard work ultimately pays. I do believe that today, when I watch young dancers, I understand and see how hard they work. Sometimes, as you know, and we all know, with the corona, we start worrying that how would the dancers cope up when there is no actual stage performance? That you have to perform now on a medium which allows you to show what you are dancing on a very small scale, not the live music as you would go to, say, Music Academy in Chennai in month of December and January or Krishna Gana Sabha. Those things are not actually happening. But thanks to StreamYard, thanks to Zoom, thanks to what we are doing today, you and I are able to talk. You are in Hyderabad, and I am, no, you are in Mysore, and I am in Delhi. So we are far away. Even then, we are able to connect each other. And those people who will be StreamYard, what they watch in the evening, whenever we are talking to telecast, etc., they will have an idea and access to what we are doing. I do believe that we will have to come to some terms with the present time. Corona is not going to go away immediately. It is happened as a Vishwayapi. It's universal that anybody can be victim of corona. And it was happening many, many years ago. They say plague had taken place. But then there was some way the plague was covered over. But now we do not know how people will find out the ultimate solution from corona.
Yeah.
So we will have to keep courage and continue the work that we do even through. Yeah, I believe so many dancers are offering classes on WhatsApp, on the online, and they can learn on online. They can see performance on online,
Yeah.
like what you are doing. What a marvelous thing you are
Yes.
doing on StreamYard. You got so many people. Other day I saw you talking with Shona Narayanji. Then I saw Malika Panikar is coming. Then Anita Guhaji is there, etc. Today I am on there. So with this way of finding some solution, we have to carry on, not losing any hope, keeping the faith, and continue what we think we are at best. And the maximum is that there is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to excellence. We have
Yes.
to remember
Certainly.
excellence should be the
Yes. Yes.
ultimate yardstick should be excellence. Thank you. Now I've spoken
Now you've
enough.
said you've seen so much in dancing and all this stuff. Can you relate to some unusual performances in life that you saw, you were witness to, like probably the Pratima Bedis that you were mentioning? Some unusual performance, some path-breaking performances you were witness to.
I remember having seen Ramayana in Java. Beautiful Bali, Ramayana in Bali and Java. So in Java, when I saw Jatayu is being killed by Ravana, at that time, it is not only one Jatayu, but several Jatayus are flying together. And then Jatayu falls down and then he dies. His Atma has to go to the heaven. So what happens? Suddenly several Jatayus come. I mean, beautiful costume, beautiful color, wing. They all fly together and then Jatayu is taken away because ultimately the actor has to be removed on the stage. It was very beautifully and cleverly suggested, but it was also very touching when you see that Ravana is fighting with Jatayu and he's still wanting to protect Sita Ma. And he falls at the feet of Sita Ma and feels that Ma, I cannot protect you from this Ravana, etc. So the moment is presented, and that too, all these actors in Java are Muslim. And you can imagine how our epic like Ramayana has moved over the world. One more sequence I do remember is about Kuruyadu Nandana Chandana Shishira Tarena Karena Payodare. Yeluchana Mahapatra was teaching Sonal Mansingh about the first union they had, physical union. Then Radha says that come and do my hair and put my girdle, my belt on my waistline, do my hair properly, put the flowers, etc. So she sits in the front and then she holds her hand, and in the hand fingers there is a ring. In the ring there is a mirror. Krishna comes and tries to put the flower on her head, and the reflection of Krishna is found in that mirror. And she is overcome by the beauty of Krishna's reflection. Now, where was the ring? Where was the stone? Where was the mirror? Where was Krishna? Where was Radha? When I saw these images, imaginative choreography of Keluchana Mahapatra, I never forgotten it. Poet Eliot has said that the eyes are like mirror. So Radha, when she sits there and looks into the ring, where there is a mirror, she sees the reflection of Krishna. So the suggestion is that your soul is being reflected when ultimately when Lord Krishna is doing your hair, Ratigalite Lalite Kusumani, then ultimately Lord Krishna is coming to you, you become one. Now this tremendous inside philosophy of Kelu Babu understood very well. There is another sequence, Badri is about when the physical union takes place. They are so close to each other that the intensity of love is shown by an image by Rupaka. He Dharana Varana Kandare, like an elephant is attacked by lion. The force of the attack of lion on the elephant, that intensity with which Krishna met, that is how Radha and Krishna meet each other. So Guruji just stood together and with Rati Mudra, he showed that this is how Radha and Krishna met. Now imagine the suggestion, there is nothing vulgar about it. Rati Mudra is so beautifully conveyed, etc. The suggestion, what we call Vyanjana, is very beautifully done, etc. I do believe that this is something which is very rare about Indian culture. The Shungar in our Shungar becomes Bhakti Shungar. That Atma wants to meet Paramatma. And this suggestion by Kelu Babu has beautifully done. Once he was showing another, a Patati Patatre Vichalita Patre Shankita Udyanam. Krishna is waiting for Radha. At that time, even when a leaf falls from the floor, a bird comes, sits on the branch of the tree. By the weight of the bird, the leaf falls and slowly comes down on the floor. And even the falling of the leaf on the floor makes Krishna wake up. Oh, has she come? Now imagine the subtlety of it, the delicacy of it, the way Keluchand Mahapatra has created Patati Patatre Vichalita Patre Shankit Udyanam. The beauty of Gita Govind is beautifully done by Kelu Babu. I think we are all lucky who know Sanskrit. We are all lucky who had luck to learn, like you knew from Venkat Lakshma in Mysore, the great Venkat Lakshma, how beautifully she was doing Amaru Shatak and all. Now, this wealth is something which we have to sometimes remind the young generation. As I often done in my lecture demonstrations, whenever I used to give lectures in Bombay or whenever I went to Calcutta and I came to Padati with Shyamanand Jalan, I used to give lecture demonstrations. And we used to explain this subtlety. When we explain the subtlety, people understand beautifully. Many times, our art is not that easy. You have to know the hastas, you know the abhinaya, you know the natya shastra, you know the rasatira, etc. But when you make it communicative with the demonstration of a great guru, it becomes, even today I can't forget what I saw. What Keluchand Mahapatra dance in Bombay CJ Hall, to Lagi Gopadanda or running, driving, going. Now these are most important thing. I personally think that these memories should be shared. As I told you other day, I was telling my other friend that I was writing my biography. And I'm putting all these incidents in English as well in Gujarati. 2 biographies are being, one independently of another. And then it could be shared by the audiences, because ultimately, how much we can remember from the past. Lucky we are now that we have got video recording. That today, Kala Saraswati, we can see of Satyajit Roy's film, or even Gauri Amma in Sangeet Natak Academy, or the wonderful film made on Malvika Sarukai, wonderful film on Alarmil Valli, on Rama Vaidyanathan and other. These are all wonderful means to know. And then when you see, you are able to at least have a glimpse of it. When I was in France, I wanted to see old film of Anna Pavlova, Dying Swan. And it was shown in the Cinémathèque in Paris. And I was able to see the magic of it. You don't know how these people had recorded that time. But even that little excerpt of this Anna Pavlova's Dying Swan is marvelous. Now, therefore, with all the advantages, Sangeet Natak Academy, Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, and other centers, Kalakshetra, Kumudin Lakhyas Kadam, Mrudalini's, Darpana, all these institutions are having their video recordings. They are doing wonderful recording, etc. Even at the Indira Gandhi Center, Mohan Kokkar's son, Ashish Kokkar, has put all his collection over there. And when the Indira Gandhi Center will open up after the corona period is over, we will have access to the material. The important thing is to not keep everything to yourself, to share. You must share with people, etc. The more you share, the more you get the joy. Like what you are doing now with this StreamYard, you are sharing with people. And sharing is more important. You cannot be possessive and okay, this is mine, I won't share with you. Then you will die a poor man. But if you share with number of people, people shall always remember it. I'm very, very happy and grateful that you gave me this opportunity to share my thoughts and views and my desire to be with all young people. I do believe in young people. I have a great faith in young people. As I was very young, and Mulkarajanand helped me, and Kapila Bhattacharya helped me. So I would help many other people who are young. And you have to help the young people. We have to help the young generation so that our art can remain always extremely important and of a very high standard. Namaskar.
No, Sunilji, we cannot end right now. We have some more time to go together. Now, my point is, now you're so young, you travel everywhere. The energy. Where does the energy come from? That one day you're in Delhi, the other day you're in Bombay, one day you're in New York, one day you're in Sydney, and like your status on Facebook, like everything, it is popping up. I wonder. And from a dancer in a small village to a dancer in a metro, you know everyone. How do you manage? How do you manage time? How do you manage travel? Because day in and day out, you have to change flights, get into different gates when you're in the airport. And at your age, to even, you're such an inspirational source. And you know, at times I wonder, all I can do is, how could you even think there is no sense of loss of words or no sense of energy and zest and the way passion that you explain and the passion you talk about everything, about art, about craft. How do you do this?
See, all these are well planned in advance. As you know, when Veena Murthy Vijay invites me to Bangalore 6 months ago, she lets me know. So the tickets are booked in advance, etc. Then you are able to travel by airline, and then you stay in a good hotel. You spend time with them. The advantage of traveling is this, that you learn a lot. If I were to remain in Delhi, you came and perform in Delhi. Many other people dancers came and perform in Delhi. They can see them in Delhi. But beyond Delhi, the whole country is there. So if you have that mindset that I must not be limited to Delhi, I must visit other places. You must be able to go to, say, Kathmandu to Nepal. You must be able to go to New York, etc. Things happen. Suppose you go to New York, there are Asian Cultural Council fellowships are there. If you are a well-known author and writer and you make an application, then they see you the ticket, they give you hospitality for 6 months, you teach in the university, etc. So I think all these things came my way one by one. So suppose if I come to Mysore and I meet you and you like my work or what I write about you, or we met Kesappa, Dasappa, we met Venkat Lakshamma, with many other people, the word spreads that Dr. Kothari has come and he is interested in watching dance. I don't only come and stay for one day. I stay for 2, 3. I stayed with you also. Remember last time when I came in, that was 25 years ago. I came in 75, I believe. I was young at that time and I stayed with you. So I began to take interest in you, that you are not only a dancer, you are a designer. You design beautiful costumes. You do many other things, etc. You start knowing person intimately. Now it's important to know a person, a dancer in her other area also, not only as a dancer, and build up a friendship, etc. So the friendship from one to another builds up. By the time the word spreads, so if you are able to go to Sri Lanka, you met Chitra Sena, the great dancer. He came recently, her daughter Upeka came to Nrityagram in Bangalore with Lynn Fernandez and all. So I have built up relationship over the years because my work started when I started traveling, first for my research work, later on for the review. I began to travel, and our dear friend Anita Ratnam started that wonderful magazine, you know, e-journal, nartaki.com. And that became so important, it went round the world. So when there was a Dance India festival in New York 11 years ago, we were invited there, and the whole Indian art were performed there, presented there. We met a lot of people over there. And the way India was represented, you have to write about that. You write about it in the nartaki.com and it goes all over the world. Now, these are advantages of a critic. Also, there are disadvantages also, because sometimes when you written critically, some dancers do not like it and they feel very upset about it, etc. But then that is the price you have to pay. You can't please everybody. You are not here to please. You have to also point out where it has not met the aesthetic principles of Natya Shastra. Therefore, you can say, okay, this said not come, but you put it in a nicer way. You don't put it in a manner which hurts you immediately. You can say how marvelous it would have been had Badri decided to present Rama in this manner. If Badri had decided to show how Rama and Sita, they go into the forest. So you have a way of writing it about it, that if you do not look like something, or if you think it is not proper, you can suggest a way subtly by writing how marvelous it would have been, etc. And I think these are the strategies which have helped me. You are right. Already I'm in advance 80 plus. I don't have the energy which you describe I had 20 years ago. And luckily now, because of Corona, I don't have to travel. Otherwise, the invitations are there. Even before the Corona came, I was I'd gone to Trichur. And then I had gone to Kerala and Ottapalam. I had some people over there. And one of the greatest gurus were dancing there. And he was a son of the great guru of the Kudiyattam. So when you meet these people, you realize that the art is living everywhere. Parallelly, when you and I are talking now, somebody must be on the Zoom somewhere else. You and I are still
Yes.
talking. Somebody must be giving online classes. Right
Yes.
now in
Yes.
Singapore, Amit Kumaraswamy is organizing Indian dance, Asia Pacific,
Yes.
where
Yes.
Priyadarshini Govind, Briga Bissell,
Yes.
Rama Vaidyanathan, they
Yes.
are teaching dance. They are performing also. On the one of the days, last day they perform performance. So we can see that parallel things are happening around the world. And that is one good thing about all of us, that we don't give it up. Human being, they have great survival instinct. Come what may, we'll survive. I'm very sure that Corona will not last that long. Somewhere we'll survive even Corona. And that is the hope that we have. We asked me a very good question. My submission to people who are watching this or who know me, that I'm traveling, etc., is that it comes not easily. You have to have a
Yes.
very genuine, sincere feeling about it. If the feeling is
Yes.
there, then energy also comes. Of course, you can't go with the same energy that I travel now, but you can also, when you are very young, you can do a lot of work, etc. I'm sure the institution that you have built up in Mysore, the way you are teaching, taking your classes, etc., what happens in Bangalore, what happens in nearby areas, etc., we find that dance is alive. Whenever I go to Bangalore, I go and see many other dancers also. I'll go and see Praveen Kumar. I'll go and see Krishnamurti sir. I would like to meet many other people so that you know what Madhu Nataraj is doing, what other people are doing, what is the new latest in choreography is happening, etc. Now that jignasa has to be there. The desire to know has to be there. I think I was having that insatiable desire to know more, and that kept me young. The more you do what you like, keeps you young. It's a rule that when you like something, you don't feel bored about it, etc. It doesn't become routine for you. प्रत्येक moment comes something new. Shane Shane Notam Upeta Tadev Ramneta. Kalidas has said
Wow.
that Ramneta is
Wonderful.
something that constantly brings a newness. And that is why we are
Yes.
all alive to Indian dance. Every time we watch dance, we feel it is new. Every time we saw again a Varnam, we like to see again a Varnam. Done beautifully.
How do you, what do you to like to be called as, more as a dance historian or a dance critic? How would people, you like when people refer to you as you're a dance historian, or when they say you're a dance critic, what gives you more happiness and
Always,
more,
nowadays, they call dance historian because it is what I did. I did a lot of historical work on dance. Dance historian is okay. Normally people call me Sunil Bhai. I like that the best. I'm Sunil Bhai of
yes,
dance world.
yes,
Dance
yes,
historian,
and
I'm Sunil Bhai.
yes,
Just to
and
that.
to sit through performances, be it bad, good, mediocre, best, to watch different performers, different presentations from different dances, different language, different genre. See, when North India, at least Hindi, Kathak, but then you're watching a Kudiyattam or a Kathakali or a Mohiniyattam or to a Bharatnatyam or to Kuchipudi, in different languages. You have proven time and again that dance has no language, and the art itself can surpass all these barriers and reach to the Rasika. But to sit and watch, and right, at times in a festival that happens, conferences, Natakala conferences that happen from morning till night, the whole day you're sitting and watching everybody. Karanamrita Dhara will happen, but then the Ananda, along with the Ananda, the patience is also there to sit through and watch and receive that thing in mind and then write, make notes? How do you do this? How do you manage the time frame, time zone to interest, to keeping up the interest? How do you manage all this?
See, now, since conferences like Natya Kala Conference or Music Academy in Madras, these institutions have come up. In Bombay, we had Sur Singar Sansad, which used to organize annual festivals. I was a part of the Kalke Kalakar Festival where I invited Vempati Chinna Satyam, Keruchala Mahapatra, Javeri Sisters, Guru Bipin Singh and all. So slowly over the period of time, say maybe within 10 years, you start becoming acquainted with all these dance forms. Also, you start watching them, etc. Now, if you have to write as a dance critic, you must pay attention to what you are watching. See, normally, if you go for a dance program, you say, hello, how are you? You have put a beautiful sari, what a lovely kurta you put on. You talk, small talks you do. But the moment dance starts, you stop talking there. You start looking at dance and you start concentrating on dance. Earlier, we were given only 400 words to write. Later on, the dance criticism stopped in the newspaper and ultimately we started writing on nartaki.com. So we write within a week's time. So when you watch dance, you start making notes. And that notes help you because you can't trust your memory. You forget it. Earlier, when we were writing for dance, we were immediately asked to go to from Times of India office in Bodhibandar. So if I am at Liberty Cinema in Birla Hall, I'll take a taxi, goes to the Times of India office, sit down there and prepare a draft. I write 3-4 drafts and then throw away. And the final draft I make, and I'll tell that please go through the draft. I want to make corrections, etc. Because there shouldn't be any mistakes in that. That facility has gone. But you've got more facility now that you can write after a week. So you can make big notes. When you made notes and when you start writing, you remember the notes that help you to highlight the good points of the dance that you saw. You say dance and within 4 hours, 5 hours you have to write, and sometimes you miss out many things. But when you start writing, recollecting your memory again and again, what you saw, like a movie, it runs in your head. And when you watch that dance, then you can write more. Also at that time, you can also know okay, what was lacking. That also comes to you. So this comes as a practice. Like the lawyers who go to the court, they prepare their case, they prepare argument and counter argument. It is the same way. It becomes a job for a dance critic that he has to give a report of what was beautiful, which was present the previous night. There was a great dance critic by in America, and he used to say that you go to see a dance performance, you should absorb it like blotting paper, and next day you should have an ability like a poet to write beautifully about what you saw. That those who didn't see the program will still get the feeling of what they have seen. Now that ability, if you have, I don't think I have got that ability, but I have tried to bring out the beauty of the dance form which I have seen, and it becomes like a practice. So what you asked the question was that it became a practice over the 40 years. That I wrote for 40 or 50 years for Times of India and many other papers wherever I was traveling or writing. It gave me a certain knack of writing, a ability to write in a manner that I should write. Many other critics are doing like wonderful work, what am I doing, etc. Because other critics also do it very well. We all get used to doing this work because we practice it. And that you cannot write of something which you have not seen. I remember once our great Subbudu Mama had written an article, a review on Yamini Krishnamurti. And Yamini ended the program with not Tillana, but she ended the program with Tulsi Dasi's song, Tulsi Padam, about Raba's beauty. He went and wrote the review that she ended with a scintillating Tillana. So I wrote a letter to the editor that I'm sorry, Subbudu Mama has written in enthusiasm, but the program did not end. Rupalu Bhajamana with Tulsi Dasa's composition, Yamini, and the program, it was published. It did not bring us any animosity between each other. But Subbudu told me that you are right. I must not write something which I have not seen. That is one great lesson people have to know. Any critic must be honest. If he has not seen that item, he may not write about it. He can apologize to the dancer later on that I had to go for some other meeting. I couldn't attend your show in that. I often tell in advance a dancer that I will have to leave after Vranam or after the last item. So don't expect me to stay back because there are other commitments also. And later on, dancers do understand. They also understand that at least the man has a courtesy to come and tell me in advance, You go and wish a dancer good luck to you, etc. At that time, you can gently tell, etc. And then you can make up for the next time when another show takes place. So all these experiences stand by you. They stand by you for your integrity and for your honesty. And I do believe that I have succeeded in by keeping my integrity intact. I have not compromised on many areas. If I have not seen the program, I don't write about it, etc. And if I'm not able to attend the show, also I write in advance and tell the dancer I'm not able to attend because there are other commitments. I think this builds up a good relationship between a critic and a dancer. It is what they call in Sanskrit Surasya Dhara. It's like walking on a sword. If you fall this way, you will cut yourself. If you fall this way, you cut. But you have to maintain your balance. And the Surasya Dhara is ultimate principle that don't think that you are a critic, that you are superior. You are not. You have to maintain a balance and do your job very beautifully and sincerely.
Did you face criticism? Did you face animosity anywhere during your career?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
face anybody trying to
I won't call it
sabotage you, pull
animosity.
you
I would
down?
say a dancer very deeply hurt. My very dear friend Shanta Rao. So when we had stayed with Shanta also while watching her Mohini Atam and all. So I must have written something critically about Shanta Rao, which had put on a flower, which was a plastic flower. Now I did write that a dancer of a stature of Shanta Rao cannot put a plastic flower. It should be a real flower. And she was very upset about it, etc. Also, she was very upset about my other criticism. She wanted to be on the cover of the book of Bharatanatyam, whereas we had already decided not to put anybody on the cover, but somebody unknown dancer. So no dancer feels that she's the ultimate dancer. And she refused to be in part of our mark book on Bharatanatyam. And she gave us a legal notice that I will not allow any of my photographs to be in the book on Bharatanatyam. So we had to drop her. When the book was presented to Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she was already proved by Sarda Prasadji that there is a omission of Shanta Rao. And Mrs. Gandhi was very fond of Shanta Rao. She had given her money. She built a bungalow in, Bangalore. Shanta Rao company was. So she asked me questions. So I said she was a very difficult woman and she wanted only this and that. Mulkaraj Anand handled very well. So we told that in order to not to miss Shanta Rao, there was a beautiful sketch made by Homi Bhabha, who's brother of Jamshed Bhabha, who built NCPA, great scientist. So we put in my second book, on the second edition, photograph of Shanta Rao, that sketch of Shanta Rao. She was very happy. We met her later on, became very friendly. Now, once it was happening with Yamini Krishnamurti also. Though I adore Yamini Krishnamurti, at some time, dancer is not in the same great form as normally she could be. So one of the forms she had not been able to do it very well. And she got very upset about it. And she wrote to the editor that I don't want any of my reviews to be written by Sunil Kothari. The editor told me, this is the letter has come. So the letter had come to the editor. So I said, I will only reply to you, not to Yamini Krishnamurti. I said that even Ravi Shankarji sometime cannot play on a level that people expect. So Rasika has a heart because he's ultimately हृदय प्रमाण होता है, उसका हृदय जो कहता है वो प्रमाण होता है. तो मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा था डांस तो यामिनी जी ने किया था, तो इसके बारे में मैंने लिखा है. So I believe that later on, after writing that, her father, I believe, must have sent legal notice, the civil court and criminal court. So I got my friends who are also lawyer. They also replied to her. And it was ended in out of the court. There was no punishment. But I believe Subud was charged 1 rupee. He had to pay 1 rupee for writing defamation. How can there be defamation? It is an opinion of a dance critic. There are pleasant and unpleasant moments are there, but I don't dwell upon them. I do believe that dancers have a right to complain. So editor said that if dancer wants to say there is a reader's column, so you can write a letter to the editor, they can publish it. It happened so in case of Kanak Rele. I had criticized Kanak Rele's Indeju Vachiti Vara, and she took liberty of kicking Lord Krishna in bedchamber. Now, if you want to depict something that a devotee can kick Krishna, Lord, you can show, but you can't show it on the stage. It becomes Adhama Naika. So I did write that there was a wrong depiction of Naika by Kanarele, who is a great artist. I said, I admire her, etc. And she replied back, etc. But by replying back, she said that I can take liberty because I think a Bhakta can kick the Lord. I said, no, that would not become a Uttam Naika. Uttama Naika will not behave in a manner like what we have depicted, etc. So these controversies were there. Sometimes controversies also help dancers and help the critic also. Because people would say, oh my God, Sunil Kothari has criticized Yamini Krishnamurti. There must be something wrong. Yamini has also replied. Kanak has also replied. Padma Soren has also replied. So I think that I did in the earlier time had drawn my not actual swords with a few critics of 5 dancers, and I had little tough. It was not very pleasant few days, but after some time, Mulkaraj Anand would say, "Come on now, don't quarrel. Both of you are like friends. Come on, take the flower. Go and give the flower to Yamini Krishnamurti. Yamini, come here. Come on, shake hand with Sunil Kothari. You can't be quarreling with Sunil Kothari." Now this is the way my life has gone. You learn later on that when you have to write, don't write in a manner which hurts dancer. That's one principle you must remember, because you put so much, how much you work hard. I do one Varanam, how much you practice days together. And then by one stroke of a pen, you can't dismiss it. I learned it very fast, that I should be able to write in a manner where dancers shouldn't be hurt. So in a life, you do come across these controversies and memories, but they have remained past. You know, because we were young, so was Yamini, so was Sonal Mansingh, so was our Kanak Rele, so was Padma Subramaniam. And we cannot carry on and on, because you are going to dance and he's going to come again on the dance scene. I am not going to be removed from the dancing. The fortunate part was that our friendships had built up again. And I had not given up my dance criticism. I wrote books and books. There is no doubt about it that I was not only a pen pusher, I was a critic all night, but I was not just a journalist. I was a Rasika and I was a scholar and I did hard work for it, etc. So I do believe that later on dancers also began to respect me. Today, when we are advancing age, Yamini, I, or anybody, when we meet with happiness, and we also laugh how you used to write critically, how you used to reply back, etc. We remember those in a happy manner, we remember, etc. But these are part of the game. A dance critic has to face it.
Thank you, Sunilji. It was wonderful having you on the show, and it was amazing to go through the down memory lane. And I've always enjoyed and learned so much each time I talk. We have been talking for the last 30 years, and I'm like, I can relate. Your zest and enthusiasm has remained the same. We all need your blessings, and I hope more and more work we could do, and you could see, and you could applaud and tell the world. And many dancers would definitely need your blessings. And I thank you for accepting to be a part of Vishwa Nritya Gana Bhushana and sharing your thoughts to the entire world.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. Namaskar.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Padma Shri, Dr. Sunil Kothari ji with us, who shared his knowledge, who shared his thoughts, who went down the memory lane, talking about a lot of things. He's such a deep source of inspiration. Even at this age, I've been seeing the same zest for life, zest for whether we have our ice creams or whether we go out for dinners or lunch or whatever. I've always seen him enjoying, living up to that moment. That is one thing I always learn from Sunil ji. And of course, his authored books or his reviews that come up in Nartaki and several other magazines are a great source of inspiration for all of us to read. And of course, that is when you always feel it is so much more to learn, more than it is not that easy to become a Padma Shri or a Sangeet Natak Academy awardee or a doctorate or anything, because that is more to add up to the value of the person himself. This is Badri Divya Bhushan signing off for today. Tomorrow we'll have Gopika Verma, the acclaimed Mohiniyattam artist, coming and sharing her journey through this entire phase. Till then, stay safe, stay indoors, fight Corona, and of course, keep watching Vishwa Nritya Gana Bhushana. Ladies and gentlemen, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಗೋಪಿಕಾ ವರ್ಮಾ ಅವರ ಮೋಹಿನಿಯಟ್ಟಂ ನೃತ್ಯಾಂಗನಿ ಇವರು ಅವರ ಜೀವನದ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಿ, ವಿಶ್ವ ನೃತ್ಯ ಗಾನ ಭೂಷಣ್ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಶುಭರಾತ್ರಿ.